What's wrong with the stupid TV? There's nothing to watch. Oops, never mind. I found something. All right, welcome to the late night edition of The Last Rewind. And I am smiling because it is a sweet, sweet victory that was earned tonight for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Man, how? LeBron James, the guy that's got a Barbie doll set up for him this year. The guy that has Luka Legend on the team. The guy that's considered to be, at least I'm talking about Luka, a top 3 player in the NBA. LeBron James considered to be a top player ever in the NBA. He got the guy he wanted. Let's just ignore all the facts that people saying he didn't know that Anthony Davis was going to be gone. He knew. And he got Luka. A fair exchange, right? So, you got the coach you wanted. LeBron, you got the coach you wanted. You got the Hall of Fame, another Hall of Fame player that you wanted. You got the home court advantage that you wanted. First round. Number 3, Timberwolves. Number 6. All the boxes have been checked. I don't know what else you need, man. And you got a gentleman's sweep. A gentleman's sweep. You still couldn't get the job done. What's the excuse going to be this time? And I know there's going to be one. I haven't seen the press conference yet, but I already know. I didn't have enough help. I already know what the main one's going to be. And it somewhat is a legitimate excuse, but no. You play with the cards you're dealt with. People have played with less. Not many people in the NBA play with 2 future Hall of Famers. Luka's a Hall of Famer. He's set. I don't care what anybody says. You know, he has a couple more years like this. Even if he doesn't win the championship, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. LeBron, of course, first ballot Hall of Famer. What more do you need? And I don't know if you guys are looking at the artwork to my left, but I didn't put the usual suspects on this artwork. You would have probably thought, more than likely, that you would have seen Anthony Edwards up here. But no, I put Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle. They were a nightmare in LA for sure. I felt really happy. Well, I felt happy for both of them. First, let's go with Julius Randle. Julius Randle was kicked out of LA pretty much by LeBron. Amongst others, when they were trying to rebuild and trying to get him over there and in hopes of winning championship. And they got a Disney Mickey Mouse championship, I guess, out of it. But they haven't done much else since that. So Julius Randle was kicked out to the New York Knicks. And eventually they kicked him out for Cat. And he's become a part of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hasn't done much, I wouldn't say, compared to what we thought his talents were. He was an all-star in New York, and, you know, he kind of, a couple first rounds he played in New York, he disappeared in the playoffs, and people wrote him off. He got traded eventually, and people thought that was a lopsided trade with Cat to go to New York. But this game, he had a monster game. He proved himself. In fact, let's look. What do you have? Julius Randle had 23 points on 8 of 16, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He was one of the biggest reasons why Minnesota put LA to bed, put them to sleep. Naturally, they probably don't want to go to sleep because he's probably going to appear in their nightmares as well. But the guy who I'm really proud of, and man, I gotta take a drink on that one. It's just water. Don't forget about it. It's not alcohol. The guy that really had a redemption story tonight would be Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert used to be tortured by Luka. Luka would always get him on one, make him shuffle his feet, make him look silly, make people second guess why in the world did you ever win 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Put some respect on that man's name. 4. I don't think anyone else has more than 4. I don't think anyone's tied with 4. I think 4 is the most anyone's ever won. But people really wanted to get rid of him. Or people were calling to get rid of him because it seems like in the playoffs, he put smaller people on him that could dance and shoot threes. They would have to put him on the bench, and he would be riddled useless. Not this series so much. I don't know if he's learned how to shuffle his feet a little bit better, but at least up to this game, Rudy Gobert has earned my respect. Tonight, he was a monster. Tonight, he had 27 points. He's not known as a scoring guy. And 24 rebounds. And 2 blocks. Plus 18 while he was playing in the game. He was the reason why the Timberwolves took it home tonight. He was the reason why the Lakers struggled most of the night. Even though it looks like it was a close game, and it was a close game for the most part, but really there was never a time I really thought the Timberwolves were going to lose that game. They had it one time where it was close. They had it one time where they tried to make it a threat, but Gobert controlled the boards. He swayed shots when they looked like they were close. He blocked them. He got inside points. He did what a center is supposed to do in today's game. It seems like they can't do it because they're too busy trying to stay out to the 3-point line. He dominated. He made himself, he was assertive. He made himself known in the paint. It's what we've been asking for most of our centers in today's age, but everybody wants to be a 3-point shooter. I'm happy for him. I really am. Because like I said, his name has been dragged through the mud ever since he left Utah. Because of that COVID joke he made. He didn't know. No one knew. Now back to the Lakers. I'm not going to say they don't have any excuse. If I were to be 100% honest, I'm going to give them one bit of an excuse. This did show one big problem that they have with the team that they didn't have before. They have got to get an answer for the middle. And I say they used to didn't have that because they got rid of Anthony Davis. Honestly, I would have went with Luka. I'm still going to say Luka was the better choice within that trade. But I think they could have found somebody. They thought Jackson Hayes was going to be the guy. No. Maybe they should have never rescinded on that Marvin Williams trade. But something in that trade they saw that they think the Hornets tried to get away with, try to sell them a lemon car. I don't know, but they could have found, I feel, somebody, off of waivers, something. Maybe they should have taken the chance with Marvin Williams, and then if his contract didn't work out, then get rid of him. I don't know. But that's their one excuse they have. But they still, to me, had enough to still get the job done. If you have to put LeBron at center, do that. Isn't he the one supposed to be able to guard 5 positions? Or go to the bench more. In JJ Redick, I can put JJ Redick in that mix too. JJ Redick messed up, I think, with game 4. Yeah, game 4. There's no reason why JJ Redick should have played those guys all those minutes, because it was going to bite them by game 5. I knew it was going to happen. I knew Luka was going to be exhausted before the second half even started. Luka was huffing and puffing, and to his credit, he pushed through. But, fatigue makes cowards of us all. And you can see that the defensive end definitely huffing and puffing. Julius Randle took advantage of him anytime he saw him guarding him. And other people too, but especially Julius Randle. Nobody could, get on the boards to stop Gobert. It was just, the second chance points were off the wall. Anthony Edwards didn't even have a good game. I would really want to say Anthony Edwards, really, to me, he might have had 2 games that he had this series that I would say was on par with what his skills is. You know, it was a team effort for the most part for the Timberwolves. What helped them, I would probably say, dethrone the Lakers. They don't have a championship, so why am I saying dethrone? But it seems like they're a championship team the way people keep talking about them. And people on First Take were actually talking about them actually getting to the finals, or at the least the Western Conference Finals. No one was saying they were going to lose in the first round. No one. No one gave the Timberwolves a chance to win, including I, if I want to be honest. I said it might go 6 in the Lakers' favor. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I thought the Lakers were going to lose this. No way did I think it was going to be a 5-game series in the Timberwolves' favor. So now, where do we go forward from here? For the Lakers, they might have to worry about something small, and I don't expect it'll happen, but there is speculation that there's a chance it could happen. What if Luka decides to leave? Well, if Luka says, I don't want to put up with this glam and glitz of LA where there's all this pressure for me to win. I liked it when it was a little bit more quieter in Dallas. Now, I don't think he'll go back to Dallas, if that's even possible. I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know if it's a salary cap, probably wouldn't allow it or whatever, but what if he decides to go somewhere else? Where does that leave LA? Where does that leave LeBron? We already know, LeBron's playing next year. I don't know. I'll watch the press conference later, and I don't know if there'll be retirement talk with him with saying, I'm just going to think about it over the summer, rest, and I put a lot in this game, and I don't know. I just know if I'm going to be back next year or not. I just don't know. I don't know if that kind of talk. I'll watch it later, like I said, and see what he has to say. Usually there's a retirement meme or a tweet or something that he puts out there to put feelers out like, I don't know if I can do it another. He'll be back. So let's go ahead and hush that talk. He'll be back. And let's just say Luka does come back. Will Luka come back in shape this time? I say this time. Has Luka ever been in shape? Will LeBron be able to motivate him to come back in shape? Is LeBron going to be anywhere near how he was this year? He's going to be a year older. The older you get, the faster you age is what I'm trying to say. The older you get, the faster you age. When you're 26 can seem like 25, 26 can seem like 27, 27 can seem like 30. It doesn't mean nothing, but when I'm sure you get to your 40s and you hit 40, the next year probably seems like you aged 3 more years. And then the next year seems like you aged 3 more years. And to LeBron's credit, yeah, he puts in the work to keep his body, up to par for each season. And he probably trains or has the best nutritionist or whatever he has. We won't speak on that. Compared to any other NBA player, he keeps his body in tip-top shape. So can't say nothing about that. But still, he's lost something every year. This year, not even just this year, but this year has become more noticeable. When the fourth quarter arrives, he's fatigued. And this is the first round of playoffs. This is why I don't understand why people thought they could make a deep playoff run. LeBron was visibly tired, I would say, halfway through the third quarter. Defensively, he was trying, which is the thing with LeBron. And actually, this last few years is LeBron actually, he only plays really one end of the floor, one end of the floor really hard. So he usually kind of coasts on defense, so he has energy for the offensive end. In the last few games, it seems like he was trying to, except for, I think, was it game 2 or game 3 where he had a good game. I think it was game 3. He had 30-something points, I think. But he has been trying to make a concerted effort to put effort on the defensive end. And it showed. He made some great defensive plays in game 4, but he had nothing on the offensive end. I don't think he had a field goal in game 4. Let's see. I don't know what he had tonight. I know he had a big 3-pointer where I think he tied the game. He hit a 3-pointer on the corner. I don't know if he had much more after that. There were times where he would take it to the middle of the court. He'd pass it to someone to shoot a 3-pointer on the side. I'm like, dude, you're in the middle the floor. Take it to the basket. Get fouled. If anything, you get fouled. I mean, I know he's not a great free throw shooter. Still, 3 points. And what that also does is that stops the clock to give Luka a rest. Those few seconds matter. And give him a rest. Instead of just going back and forth, back and forth. It also gives a chance for the defense to get set when it's time to go on the other end. But he would never take it to the basket. He'd be right there in the key, and he's, trying to make the quote unquote right play. Dude, the right play is the play that gets you 2 points or and one. Try it out. So I don't know what LeBron's going to do in the future. I don't know if he's just playing just to collect more points, to collect more regular season records or playoff records. Is he waiting on his other son to get to the NBA? I feel like that's what he's waiting on too, so he can have both and get both of them to LA. And he's gonna have more people mad at him. So I think his other son probably has a better chance to get in on his own merit than Bronny, but that's another story. But they were the 3rd seed this year, so they have a chance to restart, get more familiarity with the team. And let's see if they're going to be able to compete as a top 3 seed, a top 5 seed next year when they bring everybody back, if they can bring everybody back. Luka Doncic, he's going to have to get in shape. That's just all there is to it. The reason why he's now starting to get these nagging injuries, which usually don't come until you get a little bit older, I think he's only 25 now, is because he's out of shape. He's actually doing what LeBron's probably doing now, but LeBron's doing it because of age. Luka, I won't say he's taking the defensive end off. He's just a bad defensive player. He doesn't shuffle his feet enough. He is using most of his energy on offense and being taken advantage of on the defensive end. He's only 25. That has to stop. I don't know if JJ Redick is going to get in his behind during the offseason to get in shape, or if his ego is too big that he feels like I don't have to listen to you either. Just like I didn't have to listen to Jason Kidd when I was in Dallas. I don't know what the issue is with this guy, but he has to do a lot of self-reflection over the season and see if he hasn't seen it already. Dude, if Dallas will let you go, and you are a generational player, and I do believe Luka is a top 3 player and had real potential to be number 1. He should have had an MVP by now with that talent. If he does not see by now that his career is going to go to the wayside if he doesn't take himself serious in the offseason and during the season, that's going to be a tragedy. Again, I still stand by my statement that I think Luka was the better trade between him and Anthony Davis. But what's the point if we traded you to win a championship, actually multiple championships, you can't get there because you're too out of shape? So what's next for the Timberwolves? The Timberwolves potentially, and I did not expect them to get that far. I expected them to get maybe the second round, but depending on who they played, but end up drawing the Lakers. So now they have the chance to end up playing the Warriors or the Rockets. Now I'm picking the Warriors to win Game 6. I know they got blown out tonight. They, I think they got blown out by like 30 points. I think they brought it back down to 14 at one point, and the Rockets had to put their starters in. That gives confidence to the other team. To the next game, we got you. We figured you out. You took your foot off the pedal. And I think the Warriors are going to win Game 6 in Golden State. It's going to be Golden State versus the Timberwolves. That's going to be a tough series, I think, too. That's going to be a very strategic series. And the bench is going to be the key factor to winning that series. But if the Rockets win, if they shock me and come back and win, if they win Game 6, then it's possible they can win Game 7. Highly possible. Because it's going back to Houston. But if the Rockets win, Mm. I'll just have to see. I want to still give the edge to Anthony Edwards and Gobert because they have experience. But if they beat Golden State, it can't be because of experience. It has to be because of talent on this go round. But I'm still picking Golden State to win Game 6 and being a series versus the Timberwolves. I think that which way I think will go. You know what? Let me just wait. I don't want to make no predictions yet. I'm gonna wait until Golden State, I say, wins Game 6. Then I'll make my prediction. But it's great to see that LA is finally out of it. We don't have to see no more stories about no, I take that back. Take it back. I was about to say we're not going to see no more stories about the Lakers. Yes, we are, because now we're going to be talking about what's next for the Lakers, what's next for LeBron, what's next for Luka. We're going to see stories all summer long, so never mind, I take that back. But at least we don't have to hear commentary about the game they played the night before, the next day, what they're going to do, how they're going to win, how they're going to lose. At least we don't have to see that no more. You know, it gets nauseous to hear about them all the time. But at least we don't have to hear about them 24/7, only, maybe 12 hours out of the 24-hour day. So yeah, thanks guys for joining on the late night show. We're going to wait till this Game 6 between the Rockets and Warriors happens. See what else happens. Who else we got playing? Who's on the dock tomorrow? Do we got any games tomorrow? I gotta see who we got tomorrow, because let's see. Well, we don't got any games tomorrow, I don't think. Let's see. I think it might be the only team left as far as, yeah. I think that is the only team. Celtics beat their series. Let's see. NBA playoff brackets. We got playoff brackets. Who's still playing? Is anybody still playing? Let's see. Oklahoma City finished their series. Let's see. Yep. Cleveland finished their series. They're gone to the next round. So I think it is Golden State. I think there's only two. Oh, never mind. Hold on. How did I forget this? I am so sorry. Denver and the Clippers. How did I forget that one? That one's going to be a good one. That one's going 7. That one is going 7. I can't wait to see that one. The Clippers are winning in LA, and Denver is going to win Game 7. That's my prediction. Clippers had the chance. They gave a couple games away, I think, especially that dunk-in attempt by Aaron Gordon at the buzzer. That was their chance to have I think a 3-1 lead at the time. It would have been a 3-1 lead. They gave that game away. Or 2-1 lead, one of the two. But yeah, they had their chance. They blew it. Harden, disappeared. Again, Harden is up and down. It's the same thing every year. But yeah, I'm going to give it to Denver on that one for Game 7. I think they're going to win the series. That's been a great series so far, though. Jokic, I think, is going to be the deciding factor on that. But I'm celebrating tonight, though. Lakers are gone. Ding dong, the Lakers are gone. And Rudy Gobert was a nightmare. Julius Randle was a nightmare for the Lakers. They could not contain him. It's not the people you thought it was going to be. It wasn't Anthony Edwards again. Anthony Edwards actually had a bad game. He had a bad game. What did he have? Let's see. He missed like 10 3-pointers at one point when I was looking at the box score, watching the game. Let's see. He was 5 of 19 from the field, 0 for 11. He had a bad game. 5 of 8 from free throws. He didn't even shoot great from free throws. He had 11 rebounds. That was a good thing he did. He only had 15 points for the game. So it wasn't even the usual suspect you would have thought would have put LA in their place. I'm happy, though. I'm happy that LA is gone. If you're a LeBron fan, I'm sorry. You got your Barbie dolls and you got your LeBron songs to keep you warm at night tonight, guys. But that's going to be my time for the show. Thanks for everybody coming on there. Please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. This has been Big Red tonight. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Last Rewind. Peace.